Hola, buenas noches. Este es el capítulo número 4 de Decay. Yo soy Alexis. Siempre me olvido decir mi nombre. Estoy en modo corky. Seguimos. Estoy acá. El signo de pregunta me dice que tengo que buscar más en esta zona. Estoy clicando en todo como un forro. Pero bueno, no pasa nada. Agarro una moneda. Creo que me la cuenta acá abajo. Sí. Acá está. Moneda. Obviamente se mataron con el normal map. No puedo agarrar nada. Tengo que buscar más por acá. Esa fotografía, agarrar. ¿Por qué esa foto de todas las demás? ¿Qué tenía de mágica? Calculo que... capaz que la puedo poner en los cuadros que vacíos. No puedo usar esto aquí. Examinar. Así soy un genio yo.
Jenny was tired of the city life. She decided to fulfill her dream. Live alone in a house in the woods, outside of town.
Bueno, pueden leer los subtítulos.
After a few weeks, she truly understood how much she loved it. She had found a place where she would grow old. Or so she thought. One night, before going to sleep, Jenny noticed something strange outside the house. It was difficult to see because it was so dark, but when she turned on the lamps in the room, she could clearly see a man standing next to the shed in the uncut grass.
Oh.
It was almost like he was observing her. 9 meters from the house.
Los midió.
Even though he terrified her, she decided to confront him. But once she was outside, the man was gone. She naturally assumed that he'd ended up there by chance and disappeared immediately as soon as he saw that someone was in the house. A few days later, Jenny had already forgotten about the man. In the evening, Jenny heated up some milk. Drinking warm milk made her sleep better. She walked around the house and took small sips of the hot milk. She stopped at one of the windows and froze when she saw the man again. He stood about 6 meters from the house.
Midió de vuelta.
This time, she could clearly see him. He was pale and skinny. His eyes reminded her of a doll's. The empty eyes looked at her, but at the same time, they didn't.
Oh.
She was about to open the window when he suddenly began walking out of her sight towards the entrance of the house. She ran quickly to the kitchen and picked up a knife. She stood there, frozen, waiting for the man. But he never came. A few minutes later, she went out to check if he was still there. He wasn't.
Bueno, prende fuego todo y andate.
Time went by, and once again, Jenny started to forget about the man.
Ahora está haciendo la lechita de vuelta.
This night, it felt strange somehow, almost as if she was being watched. Despite this incredibly unpleasant feeling, Jenny decided to try and get some much-needed sleep.
Me dio sueño.
As she was turning off the lamps in the house, she noticed something in the corner of her eye.
El hombre.
Something that's not usually there.
Otra vez sacó el
It was the
metro.
man. 1 meter from the window. Jenny was so scared that she screamed out loud. Then she ran and hid in the bedroom. She heard his footsteps through the grass outside the house. It sounded like he was moving closer to the entrance. Jenny remembered the second time she had seen him, when he also walked towards the entrance, but then disappeared of his own free will. The thought calmed her until she heard the door slam open. As she screamed, she realized she had nothing she could defend herself with.
Oh.
She turned around and opened the window, jumped out and ran towards her car that was parked 5 meters from the house.
¿Cómo tiene con la medida?
She started the car. As she drove away, she looked into the rear-view mirror. The man was standing at the window, looking right at her.
Oh. Está. ¿Esa era la historia? No, mierda. Sí, lo que raro. Conclusión, Jenny se dio cuenta de que la casa no era de ella. Todas estas fotos son de... Bueno, no, todas las mismas poses cada vez que le saco una foto. Bien. Conclusión, Jenny no estaba en su casa, era la casa del hombre. No me sale más el signo de pregunta, así que calculo que ya está lo que había que hacer acá. Y el pobre hombre iba a ver todos los días a ver si se iba a la ocupa. Hasta que se dio cuenta de que... Opa. Me agarró escalofrío. Bueno, dale. Debo buscar más en esta zona. Ok, voy a cliquear todo. Espera, debe ser esto. Ah, los metros. Los metros. ¿Será? Los metros de Jenny, a ver. No quiero leer todo de vuelta. 9. 9. Bueno, 9, 6. 9, 6.
She had found a place where she would grow old.
9, 6, 1, 5. 9, 6, 1, 5. 9, 6, 1, 5. 9, 6, 1. Se voy para atrás, no. 5. Esa. Sherlock Holmes. Con corquismo acelerado. Sí, coger y examinar. Sombra ensangrentado. Abrir. Una llave ensangrentada. Había una puerta con sangre. ¿Era esta? Sí, era esta. Porque tiene la sangre ahí. Usar. Bien. ¿Este es el capítulo número 4 o el 3? O el palo maldito. Voy a armar el mazo. Bien. Coger. Y mezclar con el palo. Con este. Excelente. ¿Y para qué lo puedo usar? No tengo la más puta idea. Voy a romper toda la mierda y me voy a ir. Este es nuevo. Encontrame. Sí, no veo por qué no. Y el truquito del Nintendo. Arriba, izquierda, arriba. ¿Dónde puedo usar esto? Me voy a fijar. Bueno, este fue el capítulo número 4 de Decay. Espero que les haya gustado. Y si no les gustó, o si no lo vieron, véanlo. Es raro porque si no lo viste y te digo que lo veas, tendrás que haber visto el final. Pero si no lo viste, no vas a escuchar esto. Así que bueno, nos vemos en otro. Chau.